falling, or should I say Scotland crawling, because this boy is sick. Hello, it's Jay Lynch, your co-host, as always, here with the beautiful Johnny Stone. Johnny, how are you?
Delighted to see you alive.
As am I.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, for the last couple of days, Boom Bang a Bang fans, I have felt like a bachelor only son of an elderly rural Irish farming family, because I have felt smothered. I have been sick, but thank you for not replacing me at the first opportunity.
We had a couple of candidates. I thought about just doing it myself and putting the mirror in the seat and having the time of my life, just talking to myself. But I'm happy you're well. We were worried about you.
Thank you so much. How are you, though? How's everything going?
I moved house. Yep. I know those at home will be gripped to really think about and reflect on it. All the great things that have happened to me in the last 5 days.
I can imagine.
And several weeks have passed since I last moaned about it. And now it's actually happened.
And we're here.
Yeah,
So
we're
all those
here.
people-
And it went swimmingly.
It went swimmingly. Good.
All hands on deck. Both sides of the family really chipped in.
Dick is his younger brother.
Oh, you was lay a hand on him. No, it was actually did go really, really well. We cleaned the last flat, and it's like, it's laboratory ready. It was.
Yeah.
We got our deposit back, which I thought was a
Nice.
myth.
A unicorn of a thing.
Yeah, that was pretty special.
That's really, really nice.
But we were more concerned about you because you wouldn't stop texting us about how ill you were.
No, that's not entirely true. I had to cancel karaoke.
That's true. We did have plans to go do Supercube.
I
on
can't sing
Monday.
in the best of times, and right now I'm sounding...
No, I do jest, of course. We were worried about Jay, and we gave you all your ingredients. How was your hot toddy, by the way?
Hot toddy was hot,
Uh-huh.
and the toddy was todding. It was good. I've had a couple of... It was wild to think of it like... I was treating like my medical illness the same way I treat my emotional pain by just drinking loads of whiskey. But it worked because I sound and look great right now. You know, This is the voice that you've heard for the last couple of weeks. Going, God, he sounds fresh and healthy.
Yeah, but
Not-
I was devastated we didn't get to do karaoke on Monday because that's when the deals are always a bit better as well.
Well, listen,
Can we get sponsored by Supercube?
this show is brought to you by Supercube.
Imagine.
If you are if you're sick of BetterHelp and HelloFresh, why not go into a basement in Glasgow and sing your heart out
Yeah.
and get 5 bottles of Sol for 15
I
quid?
love that place. I love it.
Let's force them to sponsor us. So
Yep.
Supercube, they've got lots of Eurovision songs. We can actually
They
tie that in.
do. They do.
Absolutely.
They've got 2 versions of Johnny Logan's Hold Me Now.
Oh, fantastic. It's one like a dubstep remix.
Actually, you're honestly not far off. It was Stacey's Hen. We found that there is a disco version of Hold Me Now.
Is it? Yeah. Is it good?
Nope.
Nope. I wouldn't think so.
Nope. But no, happy to have you here. Also because I've been seeing Mimi moving and you being
Dead.
otherwise and dead. We have actually been out of the loop a little bit in terms of Eurovision. So it was actually very, I don't know, it feels right that we come together and you haven't mentioned anything about my outfit, which is really unkind.
Yeah, guys, you might be able to see it if you're listening, but Johnny is wearing a pair of Doc Marten boots.
right.
They're black. No, we're obviously looking at Johnny is full-fledged Gordon Strachan fan club here with his Scotland national team jumper. How's it feel?
Shiny. It's
Yeah?
actually, as a full tracksuit, I was tempted to wear the full tracksuit and really live out my Melanie C
Do you know
fantasy.
the expression is, I don't know if it works for a tracksuit.
Tracksuit, no knickers.
No, the full kit wang person. I'm not trying not to swear.
Well done.
But the person who wears like the full...
yeah.
So I don't know if that works for just like a substitute's tracksuit. It kind of does.
Substitute. A substitute for heterosexual, yes.
Yes.
No, this is the butchest I've ever felt. There is, of course, an X-Men t-shirt underneath, just to
Yes.
keep things real. Because,
So you've got that big blue bear in the corner.
yeah, I know her.
Yeah.
But yes, I figured, I kind of went to lend it because I feel like you do a lot of the Irish stuff, and I did go on Etsy and Vinted and then found some nice wee little pieces. I feel like, because sometimes we do forget this is supposed to be a Scottish podcast.
We do forget, mainly because it's just very European at the moment. We're in the drive. We will come back.
Yeah.
Any news in the world
Oh.
from Scotland?
It is bleak. I feel like it's getting to the point we do try and like do a bit of news at the start of at the top of the episode. It is so grim. Even today on the train, I was just kind of sifting through the news, and it was depressing and abortion and somehow the guy from that awful guy from America, the VP.
JD Vance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was mentioning us a lot. I don't know why.
He was saying.
I actually couldn't bring myself to go any further into the story.
He was saying a load of nonsense about and
Yeah.
it was totally fact checked within like 15 minutes. He was like, you can't pray in your house near a hospital these days, or something like that. Was his kind of line. Very blue eyes for a man. Very cyborg.
Yeah, for somebody who seems to be really on the ball when it comes to gender recognition, he seems to have been touched by an angel.
Yes.
Gender affirming care. You know, it's like very much like. Well, I don't know what gender he's supposed to be, but it's very much mannequin comes to life. Yeah, reptile, absolutely. Yeah. But seriously, it's he's nuts. But there was some really nice news.
Good.
I say really nice news. The only news I could find that wasn't completely depressing.
Nice.
A farmer who had to be airlifted to safety, stay with me, after trying to rescue 2 stranded sheep has been describing her unexpected predicament. Sue Dale Sunley had been alerted by a walker that one of her animals was apparently stuck in brambles. So she was supposed to be rescuing the animals, and then she in turn had to be rescued.
Amazing.
She says she was surprised when the helicopter was called in to winch her to safety, but vowed, I won't venture down there again.
Winch her to safety.
You've all been there.
In a Scottish context, that sounds very sultry.
Mm-hmm. And it never is.
Like, bring a helicopter, the guy lands and starts just kissing her in the bushes.
Yeah, that's right.
And then it's left.
Now, literally the only story that was remotely...
That was a news story.
And yeah, she's alive, she's well. I'm assuming the sheep are alive. That's literally the only story I
don't
can
even
find.
acknowledge, Did she shave the seat? Oh my God. Yeah, my brain's gone.
Keep
folks.
that in, Paul. Keep that one in.
Yeah, keep that in, Paul. It was a bit of blood that fell out of my ear as well. It'd be great. Did she save the sheep?
Oh.
Oh God.
I don't know.
Oh my God, I'm dying.
Do you have any nice news from Scotland?
Any news from Scotland? I don't think so. I think very much the news has been pretty bleak. I saw the JD Vance stuff, but I did see the clapback quite quickly.
You told me there was a big...
Oh, yeah, I saw this on the telly. Again, this is in the midst of like what could be a fever dream. But I think the biggest Strip the Willow happened in Glasgow, or an attempt at the biggest Strip the Willow like dance-a-thon. It was just people throwing each other around the place on Sucky Hall Street, so it's hard to tell.
Honestly, given this climate, you tell that story and you still get 8 survived at the end.
Yes, and you're like, oh, that's actually a good better than I thought.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's nice.
Yeah, dancing.
Yeah, really.
I don't know how many people went. Some people were in like Scottish garb, like kind of Cayley kind of outfits. Other people like had like a B&M bag and they were just being spun around the place and stuff like that. Just the bargains were too much for them. But yeah, so that was quite nice. You know, it was outside. Kind of near Nelson Mandela Place, kind of. I think I could be wrong. I don't know place names really well, so I often go by chippers and pubs, which is quite a sad thing to do, but that's where I'm at.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should wrap up there and just head home.
Good night, everyone. This has been Supercube. Yeah.
Oh, that would be a great link, wouldn't it?
I'm not messing. We're going to get Mr. Cube, if you're listening, come on over, be a guest, be our guest. I'm Lumiere. And we'll have you over. And if your wife Super's around, bring her along as well.
Speaking of Super, should we talk about your song?
We should. Okay.
It's been 40 years since our last podcast.
It's been 7 hours and 15 days since Niall took his love away. So shout out first of all to our first guest this podcast, Niall, who I watched. I was in Ireland, as you know. I was over for a stag, and I was over with my brother and my best pal Mark. And they're not like, they'd watch Eurovision. James watches Eurovision every year, but not like they're more football fans. Like yourself.
Get you a girl that can do both.
Mr. Jockstein. Emphasis on the jock. But yeah, like, there were more kind of footy fans. And then, I was like, can we just watch your song before we go to the pubs? And they were like, yeah, fine. Just performances. And they got really into it. And they universally, as did most of the public, feel that Niall was outstanding.
The voice was really what delivered
it was so
me.
good. And he was the most in the performance. He had that lovely kind of vocal acrobatics at the end of the show. Like, I've got a lot more to offer here.
I always think he was the best singer of the night.
Easily, because there was a lot of people saying, oh, it was so if you didn't watch it, because if we told you to, but Bobby Arlo, the public vote favourite, God love them, the performance on the night was not the best.
It confirmed what I was afraid of,
fear.
that it would be the vocals wouldn't be there. Or be quiet. And
it was quiet. It wasn't that they weren't there. Seemingly she was unwell. And listen, I know how that feels as a performer who's had the flu recently. But So they fell at the first hurdle. Really, unfortunately, watching them was a bit of a letdown. Adji did really, really well. So seemingly suffered a victim of the camera angles and the staging again, but I thought they did a really good job for themselves. Niall, I think, but the first two, like, I don't know how they sounded it, because obviously Late Late Show is notoriously a bad sounding stage, and then Niall came out and was not a problem.
And won the public vote.
And was outstanding.
No, second public vote.
But inexplicably didn't get the jury votes, even though really, really should have been higher. But I imagine there's a little bit of shenanigans going on there. We'll talk about that in a wee second, because there's a name I've skipped.
Yes.
So then we had Railta. Railta did really well. Some nice staging inflections of what could have been. So really, really good, and sounded really good as well in comparison. And then we had Emmy, our winner. And first of all, we have to say,
congratulations, Emmy.
Absolutely. Great song. Great song about a dead dog in space.
Finally that story is being told.
Yes.
Honestly, I think it'll be doing really well. Usually people like to critique block voting in Eurovision. You just vote for your neighbours, you vote for your pals, and that could actually work in Ireland's favour, because it is a Norwegian act. And that could then lead perhaps to your Swedens and your Denmarks all kind of voting for Ireland if they think that's good. If it's not Norway, but it's Norway adjacent. So that could be quite cool if that's the case.
Absolutely. Total possibility of that.
And she seemed pretty surprised to have won.
I think she was.
Because she thought she was going into space.
Is she not?
No.
I think she's doing like a Zoom call from the Leica orbiter. Could love her. Yeah.
One thing, quick side note, I love Patrick Kilty, actually. I'm a big fan of his. The clicking, did you notice that? There was lots of like girlfriend kind of.
He's just showing that he's one of the gals. One of the gals.
I don't know. I mean, the first time I was like, it's good for a taste. The second time I'm like, who are we pandering to?
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
And I do like Patrick Kilty, I have to say, and I love Cat Deely.
Cat Deely dearly.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that was a bit.
He doesn't know it. Yeah.
A bit exhausting.
He could do more. But again,
you could do less.
You can compare that. More variety. You could certainly compare that again to back when Ryan Tubridy was there, who's just like next song. Peanut butter. But yeah, we haven't mentioned one act. And if you wanna,
this has been stupendous. I've loved this. This has been great.
It's been great. It has been stupendous. And what we're referring to, if you're not fully up to date with Eurovision or Eurosong, I beg your pardon, it's what did you call it?
Samantha Dramda.
Samantha Dramda. The Samantha Mumba drama.
It's been wild.
It's a drama mumba.
Yeah, it's been
there's so many.
Brilliant.
It's been great. Long story short.
Listen, she performed. There was a big table. I actually loved the table.
Lovely table.
Lovely table. Lovely dancers. And she delivered in the Riverdance throwback Irish dancing element. She sounded okay. The song was fine. There was no way she was winning.
No. Well, according to everyone, bar the jury, I think put her top in both. Or
they were pretty lenient towards her actually. But then the big critique, of course, is that she felt the judges were ill-equipped and underqualified to give the critiques.
So after she didn't win, she was very gracious and put up a beautiful Instagram post of her hugging her little daughter. Very cute photographs with the following. Nice big paragraph thanking creative directors, choreographers, songwriters, big long list, and then said, special mention to that panel, aside from Bambi, who I stan, who not only didn't have the credentials, experience, or professionalism required and were necessarily rude and vile to the finalists. My parting gift to them is a bag of eggplants to slowly choke on. I would have said to this in person, but they all left the green room before I had the opportunity to, unsurprisingly. Lastly, thanks to RT. So good. I love that. I want them to slowly choke on a bag of penises.
Yeah.
Imagine Samantha Mumba telling you that your face in the green room.
That's not Samantha Mumba, I know. I do love every part of this, and it only escalated from there, of course.
Oh, no one tell back. Now, the judging, they were
harsh, but also I feel like
correct.
Her criticisms of them being underqualified, I think, are a bit unfair. I mean, don't get me wrong. are they the cream of the crop ultimately? But we do have an RT radio DJ. We have somebody who has danced at Eurovision,
and has worked with a number of Eurovision acts over the years.
and we have somebody who has, even though he's a TV chef, has competed in Eurosong and has like
was the super fan.
and has also has performed music for a long time.
Yes,
and of course we have a former competitor.
Yes, so which is totally for what you're getting. That's a totally reasonable lineup, right?
Also, how much of I'm going to guess that RT doesn't have a massive budget for this lineup.
No, those 4 people you mentioned were in the car park. That was all that. They were just there. Like
they
quick.
asked me, but I was busy finding this. So.
I'm too busy playing the football.
Yeah, I was on my loom.
Yeah, on your loom. But yeah, it was uncalled for. Again, a lot of experienced acts there, and then Donald Skeen, who's a celebrity chef. He's the performer that Johnny's referring to, and he kind of clapped back. She's called them bozos at one stage as well.
Yes, of course, because I wanted to change our group chat name to Bozos, but we've got a really good group name that we can't share. This is even better.
No.
Something for maybe the Patreon, which doesn't exist. But ultimately, Bozos has been a great. Again, this drama just keeps delivering these juicy little caveats I've really enjoyed getting into.
And we had yesterday Brian Dowling, who is the husband of Anthony Gourdien. Apologies.
And also, by the way, my favourite ever Big Brother contestant.
He's a great winner of the season 2. He's a great guy. Mm-hmm. He came out and defended his husband and said, like, well, Anthony's danced at Eurovision. He's dancing with 4 of the winners in the last couple of years. He isn't professionally trained because he was a refugee. Mm-hmm. But like, he's obsessed with Eurovision, and he was brought back from last year. He's a 2-time and he was a really good host last year, and I thought he was a really good host this year. He's quite tuned in, and it's good to have that European voice, I think. So it's been amazing to imagine that under a photo of you cradling your child, you're telling a celebrity chef to slowly choke on a bag of dick. But that's 2025 bingo for you.
Honestly, and we'd never have guessed this is how it's going to transpire.
Oh, we wish we knew.
I know, it's been fab. I've loved it.
Imagine walking into the bookies with that bet.
Yeah.
I bet Samantha Mum is going to tell a guy who makes tiramisu on YouTube to choke on a penis.
Who I want to hear from is the guy who played her stunt double in the video Forgot to Tell You.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that giant white man.
Yeah, we'll let you pause, like we always do, to watch the video Forgot to Tell You. And we're back. You may have noticed a scene in which Samantha Mumba jumps out a window.
She does.
That was in fact not her.
No.
That was a grown man.
Big old guy.
Big
Absolutely.
guy. So I want to know what his take is, if he's a bozo.
Maybe he's
sour grapes. That was another was mentioned.
Brian Dowling, he said,
of metaphors have been
she's
dropped.
a bitter melon and a bitter lemon and a sour grape.
Yeah.
Compared to the eggplant, it's been quite an amuse-bouche.
It's a Mediterranean salad right there.
Madness.
Yeah, it's been great fun. And I'll admit, because of house moving and things, I know I've been very sporadic in trying to keep up. Mailfest, for example, I'm way behind in Mailfest.
Yeah.
I have been listening to Hush Hush non-stop.
Is it good?
Is it the best song of the year? Absolutely not. But I do enjoy it a lot. I'm kind of giving a bit of a spoiler for my boom bang and a bang later.
Okay.
But I have to admit, I'm a wee bit behind, and I had no Wi-Fi as well.
That will do it.
I actually have been on my loom quite a lot this week. Churning my own butter.
Oh, nice. On your loom?
Not that you need Wi-Fi for butter, now that you mention it, but yeah, on my loom, obviously.
And is your loom, does it have a broadband? Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sick.
You're sick.
I'm sick.
You're sick.
And I think, let's talk the music, shall we? We're kind of hinting at it a little bit there. I think it's
We're
time.
just too hungry for drama. That's the problem.
We're the Samantha Mamba drama.
Yep.
Electric Boogaloo. Has to be discussed, and we will discuss it next week if Samantha brings back. She did try posting a picture of an eggplant, like, oh, I'm so in with this. No, you're not. Sorry, I have to stop.
Samantha, join us.
Come on over, Samantha.
Clear the air.
We're the one podcast that'll bring you on.
There are 4 chairs here.
One for you and one for your ego. Come on over.
Or stunt double.
Or a stunt double.
Which is which?
Flipping around the place. Like, we're like, calm down, sir.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's get him on.
But before we move on, we do want to have Niall over for a wee.
That was a given. He was great.
Yeah, he has to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Gives it a wee. Everyone gets a shot of the chin piece.
Oh, and bring the chin piece. Oh, please.
Everyone gets
chin piece.
Class.
Right, let's move on to some music. So, lots of songs are being announced now, which is very exciting.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing a week by week, one song ago anymore because there's so many and we're behind as it is.
We simply can't. So, we simply can't. little accidental foreshadow to what's coming up later. But we're going to start with Norway now. Of course, it segues beautifully from Emmy representing Ireland for some reason. We have Norway joining us now. The Grand Prix has happened. Drop your bottle.
I did, yeah.
Nobody noticed. That's okay.
Thanks.
No, so Norway's slightly lackluster.
I watched it.
Roster of songs. I would say
It wasn't bad. At any means, I enjoyed it. MGP is a fantastic production, and it's good fun to watch regardless. But
what was the finale like? Last year was my favourite of the national selections in terms of finale because we had all the previous winners came back. Carola came back. I love that Carola.
Oh, it was a big. The intermission was a big discussion on Secret Garden, and a lot of it was quite Ireland focused on the Fanula was her name, the violinist.
Oh, from the Norway one that won in 1997.
It's called Secret Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was giving context. It's context.
Oh, sorry. Of course, that's important. So it was in Norwegian, so we were just guessing. Like she looks Irish, and she was. It was really good, really good. I think it was a really good finale. Again, massive crowd, really into it.
Did they do balloons as well?
No, not as many. Lots of signs and lots of popcorn. But we'll get to that later because that's going to be discussed in a moment. But for right now, I think we're going to listen to our winner. He was by far the favourite. So it's Kyle Alessandro with Lighter.
Let's see. Okay, stupid question. Is he singing in English?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know how you're lighter with a suit of armour, son.
Ooh. I would wear that in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure I would trust him in a war.
No, he'd be gone out straight away.
Nah.
Just booty popping, dodging bullets like the Matrix.
Joan of Arc is zesty.
She's on fire.
Are you catching Eddie's lyrics?
Burn him to the ground.
For a knight, very coiffed.
Very coiffed. He's very Lord Farquaad's hot cousin.
How old do you think he is? 11?
This guy?
Aye.
17.
70.
17. He's a 7-year-old. He's from medieval times, Johnny. Come on.
That's true. Okay, the fire has to be bigger.
Yeah. Timothy Shane
What a-
Mail.
What a poetry fire. Did you see?
Timothy Shane Mail.
Oh, dance break. This is actually the national service for Norway.
Yeah,
he's-
there's still. You get on a long ship and attack some pagans.
Finally.
Finally, there's so many up there.
I think he needs a bit more like dirt in his face. If you're surrounded by fire and you're wearing chains, I want a bit
he's
of rub.
spotless.
Yeah, clear
and,
yourself.
And the guys are all filthy, like they've got like
Yeah.
face paint. So
Clean, clear, under control.
Oh, Alexander Rybak there, everybody.
Oh, is it?
No,
No, because that would be too good to be true.
is his name Alexander Rybak? That's his name.
Yeah. If they were smart, they'd get Alexander Rybak to
100%. So, what do you think of Kyle, which is the least Norwegian name I could think of, to be honest?
Giel. I think it was all right. I think if that's the best of the bunch.
There was a girl group called LLL, which is a little bit too close to the previous letter for my books, for three blonde-haired women to be singing. One was brunette, sorry. And then a song called Parasite. That was quite cool, like
Mm-hmm.
quite a really interesting music. But he was by far the best of the night, 100%. I quite like the fact, for me, it feels like an Eleni song or a Chanel song.
Yeah, it reminded me, if you're going back to Norway's entry from 2 or 3 years ago,
Yeah.
Queen of the Kings, and it's
Yeah,
a very
yeah.
similar kind of
Aesthetic. Yeah, it's
but
very
that
much
song was great, and the voice was great.
girl bop, coded, I think,
Mm-hmm.
with a young.
Yeah, I just
Hairless
feel like
boy.
that was a little underwhelming.
Yeah, it's middle fare. Eurovision.
It'll be. I think it will, if it qualifies, it'll be right off the board. I
Yeah.
think there's no real hook. The dancing was good.
Dancing's good.
Zestiest night I've ever seen.
Staging can improve, but
More
not by
fire.
much. More fire. Maybe a sword or a horse. Maybe you stab a horse and gusses.
That's the thing. Too few songs are stabbing horses these
Not
days.
many. We
That's-
got a dead dog in space and then have
Listen.
a dissected
No
horse
one's-
on stage. That's what I've always said.
Yeah, I think that was absolutely fine. I'm gonna give it a out of 12 points.
12 points. I'm gonna think about. Is 5 an option?
I was gonna go for 5.
5.
I was gonna go for 5. There's nothing about that gripped me. I quite liked the costume actually.
Yeah,
It was quite cool.
it's what Barbie Arlo should have been wearing.
Yeah, yes, I quite liked it. I think though, it needs to be grubbier. It needs to
He
be.
needs to be rough and ready.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
little more of a warrior, I guess.
Mhm.
You know, if you're gonna be like, I'm tough and all that, and it's
I
like,
don't buy that for a second.
nah, he's
Anyone
never in a
dance
fight.
like that's not tough.
No one called Kyle's been in a fight. It's my claim.
You don't
Actually,
send Kyle to war.
yeah, Kyle Alessandro's making delicious pesto in a restaurant.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he's the you'd find him that pastel de nata shop in Byers Road. That's where you're
He
gonna
would
find Kyle.
hanging outside it.
Mm-hmm.
He gets the gluten-free ones.
Yeah,
Even though he's not even celiac, it settles his tummy better.
Aye, bless him.
Coward.
Yeah, I think that was pretty weak sauce.
Yeah, not a lover. Right, so we're
So-
going from
takes
weak
us-
sauce to a different kind of,
Yeah.
certainly a spicier, zestier sauce.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of sauce this would be. This is Scotch bonnet. This is
Scotch bonnet.
I think this is the one that's caused the most a big stooshy this year. This is the one that's getting the most traction. I know people who don't even listen to or watch Eurovision have been talking about this
Yeah.
song.
What's it called, Johnny?
It's called Can't.
Okay.
It's called Can't.
Can't.
And it's Can't, which is Maltese for singing, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But
You know
you knew
Maltese had a language.
Yeah, I certainly
Yeah.
did. And there's a person here called Mariana Conte.
Would you call a Maltese person a Malteser?
Certainly would.
That's something to think about. That's going to cross my mind for the rest of the song.
Yep.
Mariana Conti's a great singer.
And again, you listen to the word can't, and that has no, in this
She's
context, there's no second
She's
meaning.
singing a song.
She's singing a song in her
Why-
language.
What else could she
Some
be
of the
talking
time,
about?
she does pick and choose when she sings in that language, but the word is can't. which
She's
is,
a Puritan when it comes to discussing the word can't.
yep,
There's nothing else. If you're thinking anything else,
that's on you.
that's you,
You filth merchant.
You dirt balls, you know. So we're going to listen to Can't. Off we go. I like the way I haven't sworn this whole episode.
Nope.
And this is going to make it explicit content. Looking
Loofah,
like
I had
an
a Noah.
exploded tube of toothpaste.
This is giving a little netta for my liking.
And we don't like Netta.
The dancer.
Yeah.
Try and focus on the faces. I didn't even know the song had a verse.
Oh, it does. She's a weaver of a story here.
That leg.
It's just that's a singer's leg. She's a canteuse.
Oh shit, singer's leg. It's a great outfit, though.
It's a great outfit. For
What's happening?
so it's supposed to be Switzerland, like Sound of Music coded.
No, is this supposed to be Sound of Music?
Have you not watched Sound of Music?
Are you asking me if I've seen Sound of Music?
You don't remember this scene? Julie Andrews, is it? Just or whoever it is.
Julie Andrews loves Malta.
Love serving cant. I think she's got a speech impediment, I'll be honest.
A little bit.
She's playing guitar live. That's why it's in someone else's hands. Secret you should know. She sounds great.
Oh, what's that in the background? See if Malta wins. That's nuts.
It's class. Well done. I love that the guard who has to wait for her ball. Every single time they've done this, they've been one ball short.
That would be my fear.
Yeah.
I missed the ball. I mean,
So,
what?
that's serving Kant.
Kant.
By-
K-A-N-T.
Mariana Kante. Thoughts, Johnny?
I don't even know where to begin.
I think let's start with the word and see where we
What
go
word?
from there. Serving.
Great word.
I love it.
Every time somebody's, a lot of people are asking me, how are the BBC going to broadcast this? And my argument is, well, it's probably going to be after 9 o'clock, it's post Watershed.
Yeah.
There's still a limit, but it's going to be after Watershed, and it is in our native language. I wasn't fully aware that that's literally the only word in Maltese.
And do you know what? I don't think she's a first. It's not her first language because she does mispronounce it with a more elongated vowel sound at times.
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't know this already, this year is the 69th year of Eurovision, which is important to point out for this song and others this year. Said, let's just make it a little bit zesty.
Well, it's working, because when was the last time
People talked about Malta.
Yeah, exactly. In Eurovision, of course.
Yeah, or any, yeah, absolutely, in
Yeah.
Eurovision.
My grandparents love Malta.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, they hate paying tax. They hate it. For the record, that's not true. But yeah, I think it's a good bit of fun. I think
The space ball is it space operas? Is that what you call it?
I don't think that
There's
yogurt balls.
conceptually perplexing.
Yes,
So when you told me the Sound of Music element to it, I was a bit more on board with it, to be honest.
sure.
And then the space operas took me out of that.
So
I think
space operas, I think, represent like the dad in Sound of Music.
Captain Von Trapp.
That's the guy.
Explain.
If you think about it, because she's bouncing on him. And I've never seen Sound of Music, but I imagine she's faking the guy.
That's actually almost exactly like this, to be fair.
Do it all the time.
Mhm. Do you remember Von Trapp actually invented the space opera?
Yeah. He used it to flee persecution in Germany to
Boing.
go down to
Yeah.
Argentina and that said
Boing.
nothing about what was going on up there.
Nah,
I've never seen Sound of Music.
that's questionable.
Von Trapp, he's not a Nazi, is he?
No, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Now, they flee the Nazis.
I don't know.
Come on.
I hear a name like Von Trapp, and I've got a bit of like his second name is Trapp.
No, he's
I'm
a
thinking
good,
a red flag.
He's a good one.
He's a good one.
Mhm.
I've also watched what is it, Zone of Interest?
Very different film.
Same vibe, right?
Very.
Family, World War II. What's
I
going to
mean-
happen?
I mean, I'm guessing there was probably some like outfits made of curtains to some extent in the house, because that's the one was like, it's the house next door, right?
Yeah, so a house next door.
I think that's where the parallel ends, to be quite honest.
Well, from my perspective, that's
Having-
not true.
Having never seen Sound
I
of
haven't
Music,
seen only one side of the story.
and it's this. This is
Yeah.
this is your
And,
this is
and
your
Serving Kant.
yeah.
I see so many comparisons between Serving Kant and Zone of Interest. Uh,
I remember
they both explore
listen,
things that
Sound
we
of
don't
Music-
talk about.
Sound of Music comes back in some surprising little pop culture moments. Think it, Wind It Up by Gwen Stefani. A lot of influence from
Oh,
Julie,
true enough. Yeah.
from Julie Andrews there. little shout out to Gwen
Oh,
Stefani.
a rich treasure trove, Johnny, is what you're trying to tell us.
Absolutely.
That one song.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
So this song is nuts. I think it's going to do very well as a gimmick.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a song,
I'm going to give it a 6.
nice hair.
Good hair. She sounds good. There could be more dramatic stage. She's doing a costume reveal. The actor doing costume reveals, they might be more exaggerated and funny for the final.
I mean, I do think the staging, and there's clearly a lot of money's been put into this national selection
it's all your
process.
grandparents' tax
Yeah,
money
exactly. Thank God that Gran and Papa go to Malta on holiday because they are actually,
funding that.
yeah, they're actually part of the
Price of a pint
the
over there,
jury. They're
you
actually
know?
part of the jury vote.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's fine. I think it's quite good fun. I have to say, it's
Yeah.
probably one of the more fun options this year. You do need a bit of whimsy.
You do. Oh, you do, of course.
How it's going to be how they're going to navigate. I mean, how's the radio going to play it? Because
I think it's fine.
how is the BBC going to play that?
Get Ryland to introduce it.
That's true.
Hey, go, it's dead funny. And then he'll just press play. And then it's away. It's fine.
I just can't go with the fact that's the only word. Everyone's like, actually, it's her national language,
Yeah.
and it's the only word in the
only
entire
word.
song.
Speaking of
Okay.
national languages, we're going to Estonia now. To espresso macchiato.
I always
Johnny,
have.
talk us about it. You
I have a
introduce
more.
this one.
I feel like I have a spiritual connection to Estonia because my surname is Stone.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Apparently, it's quite easy to get Estonian citizenship.
Really?
I mean, easier than a lot of countries. You have to jump through hoops, space hoppers. But apparently, it's not. It's quite a straightforward process.
That's quite nice. I know they've got little robots that deliver your, like, they don't know how to deliver cyclists and stuff. They've got robots.
Really
Yeah.
like Texta.
I don't know. It's like a wee 6-wheeled robot that has a bucket, and you can't open it without a code, and they're all tracked, so you can't rob them. Like Amazon and your takeaway food is a wee robot that drives around the towns, and people are just chill with it.
Well, why wouldn't you be? I'd love a fact checker for this podcast because I feel like
I mean, it's called
not
Google.
for that fact specifically, but I think
Oh,
like between the two of us, I think a lot of erroneous
No, mine's
information.
totally real. And if Supercube, if you're not interested in sponsoring us, if the wee robots from Estonia are looking for some publicity, come on over to Boom Bang a Bang.
Yeah. Well, this is Tommy Cash, who does have quite a reputation in Europe. I knew of him from collaborating with Käärijä from Finland. He is a rapper. This was a song that has been on the radar for some time. There was a lyric video. It's been one that has been shared quite a lot, and it's one that I do quite like. I've not seen the live performance, but I do listen to the song a lot. I do think it's an earworm.
Let's see how it copes.
Also, side note, Tommy Cash is the name of Johnny Cash's brother. They are not the same person.
Because he died in the accident, isn't it? The wrong son dies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's alive in Estonia and he's dancing.
He's been here the whole
He's
time.
been fine. No bother at all.
Making curtains. Right.
Espresso macchiato. Esita Tommy Cash.
140 to vote. My God.
That's a real cup.
Everything's real.
Espresso macchiato, 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 por favore, por favore. Espresso macchiato por mio. Mi amore, mi amore.
Watching the joy fall from my friend's eyes right now. We were rooting for you.
It is what I thought it would be in terms of the visuals and the dancing. It's a long time.
It's a long time. You wanted to catch him in a hotel room on his own.
Just taking it all in.
It's wild. It's not the thing you would imagine the people of Italy are loving.
No, because infamously they love it when people appropriate their culture poorly.
Yeah. And like loads of thick tomato paste in the background.
It looks a bit like
Oh, it's coffee
Iggy
sessions.
Pop worked in security group.
Teach him.
If Mr. Pop,
If Mr. Pop was your like drama teacher, and he hated himself.
I just do quite like the choreo.
Oh, the dancers are great. There's Carrie.
Ah,
The dancers are fantastic. I love the way they're all like midlife crisis realness with big shoulders. It's very, for me, do you remember What's the Matter You? Hey, why you
no
looking
respect.
respect?
Yeah.
It's that energy.
I'm curious to know how the Italians will feel about this.
Oh, it's bad. Like. Can we give a moment of recognition for producer Paul, who has to watch these with us every week, and has to look at this guy, and we're dissecting and critiquing, and he's like just seeing this tween getting thrown around the place
Beans.
by a
I can't wait until the delegation, when the votes going out, and they're all like, and that's going to be these guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
10 points. Like,
and they're like, woo! So that's Tommy Cash.
everything you wanted and more.
Maybe he should have died in that farming accident. You know what I mean? Because that is... Johnny, you were the fan. You go first.
Honestly, it's kind of what I would expect it to be, but I thought it would sound better.
Yeah, it's
I do like the choreo.
the choreo saves it massively.
I think he's going to ride well on Just's coattails from last year. And for context,
That's his hope. My
Yeah,
theory.
this is the gentleman who was disqualified from
Yes.
the Netherlands last year.
I think he may go down the route of Windows 95 Man.
Maybe closer to that.
So Windows 95 Man was Finland's entry last year, and it was a whole shtick that his shorts fell off before the show and he was running around naked, but every time the camera cut to him, there was like a
Pixelated.
thing, or the crowd were in the way. It was all like clever camera work to avoid seeing his underpants or lack thereof. And the people who watched it, Eurofans who watched it were like, oh, that's pretty funny, it's pretty cool. And on first viewing, though, on the night of the final, it didn't do well because Eurofans aren't the only people that watch Eurovision. It's like 170 million people
Yeah.
watch. Surely half of
Paul
those
watches now.
Paul watches inadvertently now. I think that'll be like, why is this guy here? He's obviously doing a work experience really badly.
I think the problem with Windows 95 Man was the song wasn't very good. Whereas you compare it to
This high art.
High Art. Just last year, the song was good and the message was very meaningful,
Yeah.
and the discourse around it was unfortunate.
Absolutely.
But it was a good song and it had a very similar kind of aesthetic. This, I will still root for it, but
No.
somewhat reluctantly.
I'd only ever heard the chorus, and the chorus is catchy.
Yeah, I sing it to
and
myself a lot.
The music video is kind of Andy Warhol eating a hamburger, but him drinking a coffee, putting it in the bag. So I was like, oh, that's quite. I like the intention. There's a little bit of kind of conscious, kind of artistic creation here. I never heard the verses until I heard, "My name is Timmy. I like eating Jimmy's." Do you know, like, what the hell is this? And then it's
I think you can improve a song before the contest, but how do you amplify it to the extent that the song is
the
different?
least thing you're focusing
I don't
on.
know. I think I'm going to be on board with it though. I think I'm going to ride the Cash train.
I don't know. I'm not. This is our first big divide, I think. I think we're going to have to fight this out. Dana v Dana.
Of course. Did you ever get to the bottom of who would win in that fight?
Oh, Irish Dana.
I think she is a secret assassin.
Car bomb. That's what you mean, right?
No, I was thinking more like
You're implying Dana is in the Ra. That's what you're saying. Dana Ra. Samantha Mumba. Drama.
Jamarama.
Dana. in the Ra.
Dana Ra.
I've hit this microphone. Every week I'm finding the microphones, but I went to get my water, and I don't know if I'm popping or locking or at this stage, but we're here. Yeah, Dana's going to win.
Should we give Deux Points to...
I'm going to give that honest to God a 2.
That feels unfair.
Why? Because he was dancing.
No.
He sounded bad.
No, I would take him over Norway. Do you remember what Norway sounded like?
Yeah. King of the Queens, running the fast, spreading the wings. That's all I remember. No, Kyle, at least he can sing. He's a middle of the road nothing. That is it's
End of the road something.
it's an end of the road. Yeah, it's end of the road. Like you're out in the middle of Kirkcaldy and he's doing that dance in a service station.
I would
you know?
take him to war, tell you that. No one's going to unnerve the opponent like him.
No, that's true. That is true. And like armed with all those little tiny robots.
And the men.
And those guys, the guys are amazing. The dancers are my favorite part. The big bald guy who looks like Jimmy Springer's. What's his name?
Jimmy Springers.
What's Jerry Springer? Oh my God.
Jimmy Springers.
Jimmy Springer is
Jimmy.
That was his brother who died in an
Jonathan
agricultural
Springers.
accident. I'll have you know. And his dad used to always say the wrong son died to Jerry Springer.
Jiminy Springers.
And that's why people cheered Jerry at him, because to remind him he's the one that survived until he died last year.
Oh yeah, he did die, didn't he?
He died. His head exploded when he sneezed.
Jimmy.
It was gone. That's what the documentary's about on Netflix. It's
Yeah.
really good. Most of it's just clips of his head exploding.
From different angles.
If you're sick and tired of watching JFK,
yeah.
get on to Jerry Springer. Same vibe. I'm sorry. I'm sick.
yeah.
Yeah, I am. God love me. But yeah, I think that. What would you give that out of your 12 points?
Right now, I'd maybe give it a 6.
That's a mighty fall.
I had initially given it a bit higher when I
Yeah.
had spoken to the panel of judges. It's in the 4 of us a few weeks ago. But I think it needs a wee bit of tweaking. He needs to be a better singer.
He needs to. Yeah, he needs to be better. But like, yeah, it's. I don't know how to tell you it's bad, Johnny.
So how are you ranking this week's then? So are you putting Malta top?
Yeah,
Then you're putting Norway?
put Norway in the middle.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, wee boy hoping.
Wee boy Joan of Arc.
Bright eyes.
Wee boy Joan of Arc.
He's gonna set the world afire with his like tiny flames. You know, like there's if you can't see it here, guys, but there is like LED lighting along the bottom of the floor
That's
in
as
the green room,
ferocious as his fire
and that's
was.
as hot as his fire is as well. I do because he dances.
The dancing was good. It was
And I think it's a better little production. Whereas I think Tommy Cash is taking the proverbial. I think he's seen the success of Caria and Juicing goes, I can try any old nonsense up there. And if you're a quirky boy, you'll get away with it. Speaking as a quirky boy who gets away with it, I am insulted at my culture being used like that.
I quite like the aesthetic of the suit and the hair. It's seedy
Absolutely.
and creepy, and I do quite like it, and the coffee, and I do like the hodgepodge of references. I am not Italian, surprisingly, and I can't comment on how they'll perceive it, but
We'll see.
Hey-ho.
And actually, a very sad day for Italy. Did you see the guy who's behind Nutella died? The guy, Rivella or something his name was. He actually, the guy who was like the guy who started it. I'm sorry, I'm after Jerry Springer. I want to
Listen-
say that his head exploded.
no,
when
no,
he
listen.
sneezed.
Even in my looking up my Scottish news, there were like 2 vaguely famous people who had died. I don't want to sully the pod and bring down the tone. It's really hard to avoid celebrity deaths at any given moment. None especially as the man who invented Nutella.
Because it's a big deal in Italy.
Absolutely.
Is all I was going to say.
I used to live in France, and I used to tell you I live in France, and I would often just go to the supermarket and buy a couple of bottles of Nutella and just bring them home and eat them with a spoon.
That's really sad.
I didn't say I had a happy life.
Yeah. Thank God you found running. But yeah, we're coming towards the last couple of minutes. Shall we discuss
Our booms, our bangs, and our bangs.
Yeah, let's go for it.
My first boom, actually, on the topic of Italy, is the alleged homophobia of the winner, Ollie, of San Remo.
Oh, I didn't see this.
Yeah, so San Remo has been happening for the last 80 years. And I mean this current contest, because of course it lasts several weeks. We have the best intentions. Every year we try and watch it. We always usually get together.
Yep.
We make a lasagna. We try and watch a night of it. It is a shift
Yeah.
to what I think. There's different heats and there's a table of points and something.
That's just the lasagna.
Yeah. They do like cover night and they do like the guest
It's
appearances.
wild,
Last year
yeah.
John Travolta was on it and there was a
He's
big
wickedly
controversy.
talented.
The wickedly talented. He was a big controversy last year. He was edited out of the
I was going to say, I don't remember seeing
I
him.
remember why though. Fact checkers. But ultimately this year was, I didn't love the lineup this year. My favorite song, which I'll come back to in my bang, did not even get remotely close to the top. And the person who won was called Ollie. He is 11. He is very,
Yes.
very, very young. And he has a song and it's fine.
Not
But
good.
there's reports of lyrics that he's produced from a previous kind of iteration of his
Oh.
career where it was like freestyle rap and stuff, and it's pretty homophobic.
Right. Well,
Not
if it's
very
any
pleasant.
solace, I obviously can't say her name because she's professional speaking, but her name is Stacey. She's chatting to me about this. He's not confirmed he'll do, because if you win Sanremo, you
Yes.
get invited to be the Eurovision act for the year. He is not confirmed whether or not he's going to go yet or not, because seemingly he has a tour. So he
Yeah.
mightn't be going to Eurovision.
Exactly. This is an interesting time.
which is good.
In which case it goes to like the second place and then the third place and so on until someone. Berlusconi, I think, will probably.
Berlusconi
end up
level we
having
go.
to-
Absolutely. And then maybe Tommy Cash gets a spin at one
Yeah,
stage.
totally. But in terms of the kind of alleged lyrics, when they do exist, I mean, they're out there. And these are from like 2019 or something. I went, listen, I was like 18 then. I was really young and foolish. Wasn't 2018 like 20 minutes ago?
Aye. It was a simpler time.
Simpler time.
Moonshine Day.
Nobody was washing their hands, and you could absolutely equate
Boris
AIDS
was just
and,
licking sick
AIDS and
people.
homophobia just as much as you liked, and that was a stuff.
Yeah. It was,
So I
I
feel
mean,
like,
who wasn't? I mean,
Yeah.
who amongst us wasn't wasn't watching Eddie Murphy Heat and just reciting it back to people in the street?
Dana.
No, she was too busy. She doesn't have a mouth hole in a balaclava. she can't talk. They alter her voice like Jerry Adams. They give her Jerry Adams' voice and they give Jerry Adams Dana's voice. Like, that's how
Who
they
did
do
Jerry
it.
Halliwell's voice?
Who do Jerry Halliwell's voice? Probably some Tory.
Yep.
'Cause that's what she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love her.
But he has apologized for it, so I guess that's that.
Something. And actually, the guy we mentioned in the last episode, Clement for Slovenia.
Oh,
he's,
yeah,
he's come out and kind of owned it and said, like, I know it's bad, but the guy I was impersonating said it was fine. He's just he put out a statement and said, look, I'm sorry I offended people. I know it's bad, but I have to own it. And it's interesting because I was actually just total tangent. Like SNL had their like 50th anniversary this weekend.
Which, by the way, seems to have lasted as long as.
I mean,
Sanremo.
it was a couple of days long, right?
Nuts.
More people probably watched that than SNL in the last couple of years, but they kind of acknowledged all their crummy stuff. But now theirs goes back to the Richard Pryor and stuff, and Chevy Chase, beg your pardon. It's not as recent as 2019, and that's the kind of thing that we need to kind of acknowledge, that these things are bad and recent, I guess.
But then also, it's not as if like there's a lot of countries who have participated in Eurovision in the past have active homophobia in their their legislation, and it's not a massive. I don't think it is the thriving homosexual metropolis that maybe people might assume Eurovision to be. Because when you do have countries like Azerbaijan and Albania and other countries participating, that is something that kind of comes par for the course.
Very true.
But we'll see what happens with Ollie
Yeah.
if he actually accepts the invitation or not.
Absolutely. My boom is just being sick and missing Eurovision. I'll be very. I've not done enough to have any other boom than the booms in my lungs.
What's been the biggest boom?
That was in my trousers.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, being sick and missing out and stuff, and missing gigs and folk and all that kind of
What did you
stuff.
do when you were sick?
I watched Nighty Night, which is
you
really
said
good.
aye.
And I watched a load of like dogs being reunited with family members.
It is you with your own dog.
Yeah, it was just me leaving the room and coming back in over and over again.
Into a mirror.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. But yeah, how about your bangs? Let's go for the positives.
All the songs, my favourite part of this Eurovision season is always the songs that you just really connect with and click with. They
Yeah.
don't necessarily win.
Sure.
And there have been a couple this year I'm very happy with, including Hush Hush, the aforementioned song from Sweden.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
I don't think it's completely out the competition because Melfest
Wild
is
cards.
yet to kind of complete. So I believe it's one of the kind of second chance songs. So it's Hush Hush. I really, really like it. I've mentioned it before. It's Mira Omar. Very early Eurovision of the
Yes, I
early
remember this now.
2000s. Very kind of Turkish inspired. I really, really like it a lot. I listen to it a lot. And I love Fuori Legge by Rose Villain from Italy. Women did not do very well this year at Sanremo. I don't think any of them made the top 10. I could be wrong.
Oof.
But it wasn't a very successful year for the women in Sanremo. But that's been my absolute favourite. It's been the song I've listened to of any of the Eurovision songs so far.
That's quite nice. Yeah, mine
It's
probably
bang.
Nile still is my kind of track growth still on repeat for me. My bang is Learning to Laugh Again, which is like Stella got her groove back, but physical. Where I've tried not to laugh because every time I've laughed in the last couple of days, I just get a coughing fit. So I'm going like, ha ha, and like not breathing. So it's been making me. I can't wait to watch the video back and me just going like, ha ha, every time I found something
I
funny.
want that to be the thumbnail every time. Wait, stay that for the rest of the episode.
Ha ha.
Okay, now stop. That's frightening.
And that's how I've been like socializing. I went back to work today, and people are like, I'm a jokey person. They're like, how are you, Jason? I'm like, go on, because I'm
Good
not.
luck with the book.
Good luck with the book. But yeah, so learning to laugh. Looking forward to walking soon because Johnny's been carrying me everywhere. It's been great. I'm like a wee. If you remember Cat Sith from Final Fantasy VII, we're like that but inverted. Whereas the wee cat carrying the very disabled monster. Which is what I am at the moment, this is where we're at. But yeah, I can't wait till hopefully next week when I can breathe freely. Mm-hmm. That's my wee treat. Unlike Jerry Springer, who obviously can't breathe now because his head exploded.
Or his brother, Jimmy Springers.
Jimmy Springer sounds like
Jimmy
a dog.
Springers.
Jimmy Springers. Oh God, love him. That's Pure Cube, Super Cube. If you can't sponsor us, Jimmy Springer, if you're around, give us a call. Okay. That's us, I think.
I think so.
That was good. I'm going to go home now and take a lemsip. How about you?
That was joyous. I'm going to go home and enjoy my new bin shed.
Right. Sign us off.
Well, thank you for joining us once again. I hope we continue to bang. No. Oh, what? That's usually him. Oh, wait, what are we called again?
Boom, bang, a bang.
Boom, bang, a bang. Let's try that again. Hi, I'm Jay. And I hope you continue to boom, to bang, and to bang. To